Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Swati and welcome back to my channel where if the book is nice, we read it twice. I'm a booktuber and I love reading books. So if you're interested in bookish content like that, please like this video down below and subscribe to my channel so that you can see all the content that I'm pushing out. So today I'm bringing you thriller recommendations. Out with summer, in with fall. We are already heading towards autumn season and I cannot wait to get into the fall. So these are thriller book recommendations that you should read as soon as possible. Some of them are winter settings, so that if you are feeling a bit FOMO for the winters, those are the books. Others are very atmospheric, broody, dark, moody books which gets you into the mood for coming fall. So let's get on with the video. So the first thriller book that I want to recommend today is The Drift by C.J. Tudor. A coach tip over in the hillside, trapping Hannah and few survivors in a snowstorm. A brewing virus and no way to call for help. Hannah has to discover as quickly as possible a way out of that situation. Meg wakes up in a cable car suspended in air with some strangers wearing similar uniform and no memory or recollection of how she got there. Carter and compatriots manage survival by manufacturing vaccine against the deadly virus, but soon the electric generator starts wavering off. Dangers faced by Hannah, Meg and Carter is a part of a puzzle which unravels slowly. This is a very unique story. It's not just a thriller, it's a dystopian thriller and it is extremely fun. If you are a fan of dystopia or you are a fan of The Walking Dead, this is a must read for you. The next book I want to recommend to you right now is Alice Finney's Rock, Paper, Scissors. Now hear me out. Alice Finney's new book Good Bad Girl is coming out this month, and her last book Daisy Darker wasn't such a big banger for me, so I want to suggest her best book according to me to you guys, and this is Rock, Paper, Scissors. Things has been wrong between Adam and Amelia for a very long time. They randomly win a week trip away to Scotland, and this week can make or break their marriage. One of them is lying and somebody doesn't want them to live happily ever after. This is well plotted and superbly twisted, where some chapters show them trapped in a chapel in middle of a snowstorm. So this is close circle isolated mystery kind of a book. Alternately, there is an unknown woman spying on them. We get the glimpse of letters that Amelia wrote to Adam on their wedding anniversaries every year for the last 10 years, which she never gave to him. So we see a slow unravel of how their relationship went to the place where it is right now, and these all elements come together to form a extremely twisty plot. It's a very good thriller, and that's why this book made Alice Finney my auto-buy author, and I hope you guys enjoy her as well. The next book I want to recommend is They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. In Goremier University, Scarlett Clark finds out the worst men on campus every year and then plots his well-planned demise. Goremier student Carly Scheller wants to concentrate on her studies and fade away in the background. Her roommate, Alison Hadley, has a different plan, and together they form a sisterly bond with each other. When Alison is sexually assaulted, Carly becomes obsessed with plotting revenge and making the attacker pay. So there is a charismatic female serial killer whose point of view totally enamors, and the mystery of Carly and her development through the book entices all senses. How this book comes together is brilliant, and this one is especially for anybody who loves to see a strong female protagonist stick it to the bad people. The next book I want to talk about is Do No Harm by Christina McDonald. Emma loves her life, married to her soulmate, to a loyal, loving police detective, and with a career as a doctor, along with the kindergartner. She has it all. When her son is diagnosed with the rare kind of cancer, Emma makes a riskier decision of selling opioids to fund his life-saving treatment that he needs. Someone ends up dead and her husband is on the case. A game of cat and mouse between Emma and her husband. This is a fast-paced thriller which skirts magnificently around the controversies surrounding legalization of opioids and the drug epidemic. It raises concern for people who genuinely require opioids for pain management. The twists in this book are first class and the ending very satisfying. The next one I want to talk about, you might take it as a book or you might take it as a writer, but I am going to talk about Riley Sager. If you ask me, I would recommend 3 of his books: Home Before Dark, Lock Every Door, the latest installment in the Riley Sager world, The Only One Left. Hope family was murdered in 1929. Everyone was murdered, only Lenora was left of the family who was assumed responsible. Since she was not convicted, she lived in the house forever and never ventured out. Now is 1983. Kit arrives at the decaying Hope End, the mansion where Lenora lives, to take care of her. After the previous nurse fled in middle of the night and nobody knows where she went, the mystery remains. Everything is alright till Lenora decides to start telling her everything. Worse, she was doing the same with the previous nurse as well before she disappeared. Now Kit suspects that this harmless woman is more dangerous than it looks. This is a twisty gothic mystery. The elements and the atmosphere is so on point. Here in the book, the house also feels like a character. The twists in these books are masterfully executed. The less you know going into it is better because it is absolutely chaotic and it is a must read. The next book I want to talk about is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Now it's an old one, but hear me out. Since we are talking about moody and broody books right now, it is a perfect book. The story happens in a location on an island which has storms occurring all around. So the guest list: the bride, the bride's groom, best man, wedding planner and bridesmaid. All the guests are invited. Isolated island wedding where someone turns up dead. This is one of those books who states at the beginning of the book that there is a murder and then goes to flashback and starts unraveling the screw slowly so that you slowly come to the realization of who was murdered, why he was murdered and how he was murdered. So this is a typical whodunit where all the characters has reason to commit murder against somebody, and it is extremely fun to see who was killed and see the story slowly unravel. It is again a very atmospheric and the moody one. The next one I want to talk about is The Hunting Wife by May Cobb. Now May Cobb generally does summary thrillers. This also can be regarded that. So this can be a last tata to the summer so that we are ready for the fall. And this is The Hunting Wives by May Cobb. Sophie O'Neill, new to the small Texas town, meet Margot Banks, leader of an elite clique of women secretly called as the Hunting Wives. When a body of teenager girl is discovered in woods where the Hunting Wives met, Sophie is spiraled into a murder investigation. So this one is scandalous and salacious, and you would feel like hitting our main protagonist for being such a dimwit. That being said, how she falls into the trap and gets falsely accused and how she steps out of it is a very interesting read. Must read for lovers of housewife drama. The next one I want to recommend is Mr. Nobody by Catherine Steedman. A man lacking identification and unable to speak is found semi-conscious on a British beach and immediately draws national press as Mr. Nobody. But when neurospecialist Dr. Emma is called for his treatment, she finds out that he does recall something about her past which nobody knows. So this is hell of a twist from the beginning. He who doesn't remember anything about himself is randomly assigned a caregiver whose history he remembers. So it is an impossible premise with almost impossible to put down book. There are good red herrings in it and an explosive ending. The next one I want to talk about is The Golden Couple by Greta Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. Now Sarah Pekkanen's new book is coming out this month, and no better way to refresh or get into her writing than reading her older one, and this one is one of her best. Everybody talks about The Wife Between Us, but I think The Golden Couple is also a very charming book in itself. Marissa and Matthew seem to have it all till Marissa is unfaithful. To reconcile, they go to Avery Chambers, who is a therapist who has unorthodox way of reconciling couples. There are bigger secrets in the room, and infidelity is just tip of the iceberg. Red herring and another twisty end was a perfect domestic drama. Now, one thing in common with all the books that I am suggesting you guys is that they are all very twisty ends that you don't see coming. This is the case for this one as well, since Greta Hendrick and Sarah Pekkanen are masters of misleading you. They will mislead you into assuming different scenarios only for you to find out that that is not the case and the story is something totally out of your hand altogether. So this is The Golden Couple and I absolutely love this. The last one I want to talk about on this list is The Last Word is aptly named The Last One by Taylor Adams. Now I have been talking about this book in nauseam. I keep on referring to this one because this is one of my favorite thrillers of 2023, and I have introduced the book, I have read the book, and I have talked about this book, and this is The Last Word. One day, Emma Carpenter, who lives in an isolated house with her pet golden retriever, Laika, writes a bad review of a poorly written, gruesome horror novel and posts it online. The author contacts her and insists that she should remove the review. She refuses, and now somebody is stalking her. With a commentary on true crime genre and thrillers as well, this book calls out all the tropes and then still uses it in them. So this is a very meta book. And the most important thing that I must say, it's slightly spoilerish. The dog was safe, so no worries. So these are all the 10 books that I want to recommend you guys to read right now. I hope you are looking forward to the fall as well. Please comment right down below if you are interested in any of these books, or if you have some suggestions for me that I can read this coming fall. Like and subscribe if you like what I do over here. I will see you with another video soon. Bye bye.